Hi everyone, this is Bob with Scrap Dog Media. This channel is operated by both me and my wife, Meritor, who is from Cebu, Philippines. We appreciate all of you who watch our videos. Your subscriptions certainly mean the world to us. Please remember to click that subscribe button, folks. We need your support, and we truly appreciate you all. Today you get to listen to me talk about my first trip to the Philippines way back in 2017. But have no fear, the beautiful and very amazing Meritor will be right back very soon in a new video of her own for you guys to enjoy. She certainly knows how to keep us all smiling and laughing. Her and I have been married since 2019 now, and let me tell you what, guys, a Filipina will change your entire life and your whole outlook on life, and that's a fact, Jack. I would not trade one single second with her for anything on this planet. Yeah, I guess I sound like I'm bragging, and I don't mean to come across as arrogant, but I just hope you all can find the same things we found, and I absolutely know you all can. Otherwise, I would not even be making these YouTube videos. There are so many good-hearted, caring, honest, and very down-to-earth Filipinas in the Philippines. And I know there is one for you too. The key, guys, is patience. Patience, patience, guys, and not giving up and not falling for the first pretty face you see online. The Philippines is like a field of flowers. You have to search through the field to find the right one. It's not always going to be the first flower that you come to. It might look nice at a distance, but as you get closer, you will see how wilted it is. That's where most make their mistake. They find that wilted flower, and it breaks their heart, and they walk away, never to walk the field again. Had they only taken the time to let their hearts heal, then go back into the field and try again, they very well may have found the most beautiful rose, the most beautiful flower that would have changed their entire life forever. I just wanted to drop a little of my mind out here before we got started, so now we'll get rocking and rolling and talk about your first visit to the Philippines. So for me to prepare you for your first trip, the best way for me to do that is to tell you about my first trip there myself. In this video, I'm going to talk about my first trip to Cebu, Philippines. It was a journey that I had been looking forward to for a long time, and it did not disappoint. So buckle your seatbelts and get ready. We have a lot to talk about. Throughout this video, I will throw in as many true pics and videos that are actually of myself and Meritor as I can, so you can get a true feel and grasp of my first visit. And from time to time, I will have to just snag some backing video just from the internet to fill in gaps. But by the time this video is over, I will have you very well prepared for your first visit. This video isn't as much about what you see on the screen as it is what I'm trying to say. I'll give you crucial details from actual experience. So you do not want to miss any of this video. I will have you prepared for things you may not have even thought about. I'm not saying I know everything. No, there are so many things about a trip like this that you need to know before you go, but I suggest you learn from what I give you, learn from what others give you, and then put it all together into your own mental package before you take off on your journey to the Philippines. Trust me when I say this, every crucial piece of info is worth gold when you leave the comforts of the Western world. So stick around to the end of the video, guys. As some of you know by now, I am a truck driver here in USA. Well, I have been driving trucks for 27 years now. I actually am on my third marriage now, Meritor is my third wife. I had gone through literally hell with my second wife, caught her cheating on me with another man in 2015, and this was only a month after my own father had died. I was already heartbroken from my dad's passing, and this just sent it over the edge when I caught my wife cheating. I guess some of you may understand, and some of you may have went through the same thing. Anyways, I was no fool. I wasn't about to take that crap. I told her to pack her bags and leave. That may be blunt, but she made her own bed so she can lay in it. With her gone and out of the house, I then immediately filed for divorce. It only took about 3 months, and my divorce was final. I was a wood chip hauler at the time, and would haul wood chips daily to the local paper mill, and would work a 11-hour day, 6 days a week. Many years I lived alone there in the old house in the North Carolina mountains, just me and my 2 dogs. And yes, Scrappy was one of the 2 dogs. At the time it was Scrappy and Rosie, but Rosie passed away in 2018. Scrap Dog has been with me on this journey through life since 2013, and I love this boy with all my heart and soul, and I know Meritor does too. So being stuck at home, all alone, no one but me and the dogs, it was terribly lonely. But I was not about to take in another Western woman. I had had enough of the feminist women who think they don't need a man in their life and think they can get away with doing whatever they wish with no consequences. Now, if you're a Western woman and you're listening to me right now, please understand, I do not mean every woman is like this. I know there are awesomely amazing, great women in this world, and even right here in good old USA. But I'm reflecting back on a very dark time of life back in 2015, so I have to express the truth of what was really in my heart and mind at the time. I had truly been through a whirlwind of bad luck, but all that was about to change. 2016 rolls around. I'm still doing the wood chip hauling at the time, living at home all alone. So I start talking to some women on Facebook from Asia. I talk to many. I talk to girls from Indonesia, from Thailand, from Cambodia, and from the Philippines. I met a girl on Facebook who was from the northernmost tip of Mindanao, and we started talking regular, everyday basis. It wasn't but maybe a few weeks, and then I asked her if she would like to be in a steady long-distance relationship. She said yes. We video chatted daily after I would get home from work. She would even call me while I was at work driving the truck. And of course, I would be using my Bluetooth headset so that I could talk and drive safely. She was a nice, sweet girl, especially at first, but only at first. Imagine going to bed around 10 p.m., waking up at around 3 a.m., going to the bathroom to pee. Then you get back in bed, you pick up your cell phone for just a minute to relax your mind so you can get in that sleep mode once again. You check your Facebook messages, and there it is. A message from the girl you're in a relationship with, hammering you as to why you are online. Why are you up at 3 a.m.? Who are the girls you're chatting? Yes, that's what I would go through. Put yourself in that situation for a minute. You're actually doing the best you can, and then you're being accused on crap like this. I actually cared a lot for her, but I couldn't live life like that. The relationship had only been about 3 months into it at this point. So that night at about 4 a.m., I went and sat in my cold living room in the mountains of western North Carolina. And I said, Bob, are you going to live this way, or are you going to get involved with someone again, like the past, who doesn't respect you, whom obviously doesn't trust you? I had to just lay the cards on the table, guys. and then I had to make a decision. The decision was to end it all, right then and there. That's exactly what I did. I grabbed my cell phone, pulled up Facebook Messenger, typed the message in that we were finished, that we were over, and that we were done. But I didn't send it. As I was about to push send, the fear crept back into my mind. Dude, you're gonna be alone again. You, the dogs, and absolutely no one. I felt my heart pound and race. And then it happened. I realized the fear was not about of losing the girl. It was about being alone. It seems there was no real care about losing the girl. Why? Why was there not? And I realized why. Because she had already split my heart to pieces with her accusations that were not even true, had walked on my heart to the point it was already broken, and there wasn't anything left to care. So, with that realization, I grabbed the cell phone again. The message was still there and ready. I clicked send and didn't look back. This was the best decision I'd ever made, because what was to come was far greater and better than anything that had ever happened in my life. Guys, do you remember I said life, and especially the Philippines, is like a field of flowers? You have to walk through the flower bed to find the right one. That one is not always the first one. You may have found one that scammed you, one that lied to you, one that did you wrong in so many ways, but that doesn't mean they are all like that, and they truly are not. There are Filipinas that have the hearts of absolute gold there in the Philippines, but you must be willing to have that patience that it requires to find them. And sometimes that patience even requires heartbreak, as it did in my case. But keep your heads up, because there truly are greener pastures ahead. So now it's 2016. My relationship with the girl from Mindanao has ended, and things are back to the normal old grind on going to work, coming home to an empty house, except the two dogs. There was a young lady that had been on my Facebook for quite some time, but I had never talked to her much. Her name was Meritor, and she lived in a tiny little boarding house in Cebu City, Philippines. She shared a one-room boarding house that was about half the size of a normal hotel room with her sister and her brother. You see, they all three were not from Cebu City, but were from about 4 hours drive up the island. They would come there just to work. Meritor would go home sometimes twice a month, sometimes only once a month. Well, we started talking, and eventually we were talking every day. Video chatting, texting, calling, the works, you know. She would call before and after work every day. And the more we talked, the more it grew. And this time, we didn't rush anything. We just let time take its own course and direction. Guys, when you find the right one, you will know it. There is something, and I don't know how to say it or describe it, but something that's just different from all the rest. Trust me, you will know it when you find it. Well, I knew it, but I was not stupid, and I don't want you to be either. I didn't start sending money, and I did not pack my bags and fly to the Philippines after only a few weeks of chatting. But what I did was went very slow. We chatted every day and every night, literally for months. Video chatting, text chatting, calls, you name it, we did it. I knew her schedule when she would go to work. I knew what she ate every day. She knew my schedule. She knew what I was doing daily, even what I had for lunch. This went on many months. All along, I was saving money. It did not require a lot of money for me to survive while living all alone. Just me, Scrappy, and Rosie. So I was able to stash away quite a large part of my paycheck each week into the savings account. Guys, you don't have to be rich to travel. I can't stress this enough. You do not have to be rich to travel. All you have to be is a little bit smart and know how to save and how to book your trip. After about 4 months of talking to Meritor, I had already made up my mind. I'm going to the Philippines. 4 months into our relationship, I bought my round-trip plane ticket, but I booked it for many months later. I bought the ticket 6 months in advance. The plane ticket was the first part of the trip that I purchased. Then, over the next 6 months, I had already booked every single hotel room for the whole duration of the trip, and it was all prepaid in advance. The plane ticket was right there on an app in my phone. The hotels that I would stay at were right there in the Orbitz app, along with the confirmation numbers. So I was fully prepared. Take notes, guys. This will help your visit if you pre-plan ahead. You will fly there knowing in your mind, even if the worst were to happen, like losing your wallet or whatever, at least you won't have to sleep under a bridge somewhere because your hotels are already paid for before you even leave your own country. I also recommend that you download your bookings and print them out so you have a hard copy of your itinerary and confirmation numbers. You never know what may happen. Maybe you lose your cell phone. Well, if that were to happen, then usually just your ID will suffice. But regardless, print it out and store your confirmations in your luggage so you're fully secure. I don't know about you, but I don't like sleeping under bridges. Always cover your own ass, guys. Take steps to ensure everything is locked in. Also, another thing to note, just because your Filipina might say you can stay with her at her place during your visit does not mean you should. Remember this, you have not met her yet. You don't truly know what she's like in person. And if you're planning a month of visitation, do you really want to lock yourself into staying somewhere that you may end up very uncomfortable? I highly recommend you take this advice and pre-book your hotels. Very nice hotels are cheap in the Philippines. You can get fantastic hotels like the Red Planet or Red Doors for around $25 per night. So if you will actually take your time and not rush, you can have a whole month of hotel stays completely paid in full before you ever even leave home. So after 10 months of talking to Meritor every single day, it was time to visit. I had never been to Asia at this time. I had no idea what to expect. My flight was from Asheville, North Carolina to O'Hare in Chicago, then to Hong Kong, and then from Hong Kong to Cebu, Philippines. The flight was leaving in November, and it was ice cold in the North Carolina mountains. I will never forget that night. I had to ask my mom to take me to the airport because I didn't want to pay for my car to be parked at the airport for over a month's time, which would be expensive. Mom dropped me off at the airport, and it was so damn cold, it would freeze the skin off your face. Chicago was even worse. But it wasn't long, and I was away from the cold weather and stepping off a plane in sunny Cebu, Philippines. As I stepped off the plane and felt the warm tropical air of Cebu City brush against my face, I knew I was in for an adventure. The sights, sounds, and smells were a delightful assault on my senses. Immediately, I was struck by the vibrant colors all around me. Brightly painted jeepneys, bustling street markets, and lush greenery. Navigating through the Mactan International Airport was a breeze. I had to go through immigration. They checked my passport and stamped it with a 30-day tourist visa. Then from there I proceeded on to get my luggage, then out of the airport. Meritor was supposed to be meeting me at the airport, and we had agreed that she would be holding a sign with my name on it. Well, I went out the last door of the airport, was walking through the crowd, and it was a huge crowd of people, by the way, and I was looking for a sign with my name on it, but I saw no sign nowhere. I kept walking and looking, but no sign. I was thinking, what the hell is this? Did she stand me up? I knew she didn't deep down inside because, like I've said, when you know, you just know. So I assumed maybe there was a problem and she couldn't message me because I had no cell service and had not yet had time to buy a SIM card there in Cebu for my cell phone. So I just kept walking and looking, and then someone tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around, and it was a young girl about 19, and she said, "Sir, are you Bob?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "I am Meritor's niece." And then she said, "Meritor is looking for you, but she's went somewhere, and I don't know where." I'm like, okay, well, I guess we will go find her. In a few minutes, there she comes through the crowd. She had followed another foreigner thinking that he was me, but let me tell you, he was not me. Apparently, she had gotten into a rush and had totally forgot about making that sign that we had agreed on with my name on it. I had booked a hotel there on Lapu-Lapu, which is on the same island of the airport, Mactan Island. So we got a taxi, and off the three of us went. The people of Lapu-Lapu were so cheerful, so bright, so amazing. It was very refreshing to me. Here in the USA, I guess you could say it's gotten so modernized that people just aren't very nice anymore. You won't really understand what I mean by that until you actually land in the Philippines. Once you get a feel of the people, you will know what I'm trying to say. It's a whole different world. Imagine the USA about 100 years ago. A world where people spoke to each other for no reason at all, smiled as you walked by each other, and had genuine compassion for the normal human being, stranger included. That is the feel of Cebu City. When you walk down to the front desk of your hotel in the early morning, there will be a bright shining face at the front desk that will say, "Good morning, sir," and will genuinely be happy to see you instead of just doing a job they're paid to do. Same for anywhere you go, whether it be a coffee shop, a McDonald's, the mall, anywhere. The people are so happy and cheerful, and this will bleed over into your spirit and should. Each day you will feel happier and happier than the day before. The place truly is a gem, and that's the truth. And it is the people that make it the gem that it is. Sure, it's got its bad sides. It's got its share of crime too. It's a known fact that you better be careful of pickpocketers on jeepneys. But you as a traveler need to prepare yourself for this in advance. Do not carry your wallet in your back pocket. Personally, I recommend a fanny pack that fits around front, so you have access to it right in front of your body, and your hands are always there to protect it. Take steps like this to protect yourself. Always remember this: you are a guest in another country. You are not a citizen there. Respect their local laws and rules. Do not make a scene arguing over this, that, and the other with anyone. Learn how to bite the bullet and just accept things as they are. The Philippines is not like America or Canada or Europe. It literally is like no other place. Things work at a much slower pace in the Philippines, and you need to accept this if you plan to visit there. For example, say you have an appointment at noon somewhere. Well, here in USA, wherever your appointment is, the facility or people you have your appointment with most likely will be waiting for you at your appointment time of noon. In the Philippines, that is usually not the case. Assume you have that same appointment in the Philippines. Well, it could take many hours after your appointment time to do whatever you were going to do. And that is just normal. As I say, everything works a bit slower there. Don't get mad about it. Don't get upset and start raising hell. That's going to do you no good. And it's just going to look bad on you. Don't go to another country with the mentality of thinking you, the foreigner, can change a country to meet your Western or European standards. If you listen to my advice, go there with an open mind, with a mind to do things as they're done there, to accept the Philippines as what it is, then I promise you, you will have the best time of your life. Okay, so after we got to our hotel, I dropped off my bags, and then we went exploring. First, we went to the SM City Mall there in Cebu, and man, what an amazing mall like none I have ever saw here in the USA. This mall was 4 or 5 stories tall, had every restaurant known to man, it seemed to me at the time. I had a very amazing experience there. We ate at the Shakey's Pizza, and here is the thing. When I was leaving the USA and getting on the plane, I had no clue there would be Americanized food there so readily available as it is. I had assumed the worst, that I would be eating chicken intestine and balut. But no, guys, you don't have to worry of that. Have absolutely no fear, because these malls have some of the absolute best restaurants you'll ever find. Even giant buffet-style restaurants like the Viking Buffet are there. It was such a pleasant surprise. I couldn't wait to explore more. I decided to take a leisurely stroll around the neighborhood to soak in the local culture. We went and saw the street vendors on many streets, which was very fun. We went and saw the Magellan Cross. We went up on the mountain and saw the Temple of Leah, and also the Buddhist Temple of Cebu. And so many more things we did, and I'll save the rest for future videos. My whole point to this video is to help you understand that you have nothing to fear. All those worries that you toss and turn about when you're thinking of first going there, those are not really even warranted. Fears of what you'll be able to eat because maybe you have never had Filipino food. Fears of how you'll be able to navigate the city. That's so easy. Just tell any taxi driver where you want to go, and they will get you there. Or you can use Grab Car, just like Uber and Lyft. I hope my video has helped you in breaking the ice of the fear of traveling to the Philippines. But most of all, don't be afraid to find yourself a Filipina. It can change your life absolutely forever. Even if you have found a bad one, don't give up. Keep searching that field of flowers, because yours is in that field, waiting for you to find her. It's your job to find her, not her job to find you. And if you give up, quit, and walk away, then you are the one to blame for your own demise. Once again, I don't want to paint the Philippines as it's all just absolutely perfect. It does have its downsides, as I mentioned earlier, but the good far outweighs the bad. If you go there with an open mind, you truly will find a paradise. I hope you can find and see all the beauty I have saw there. It's life-changing forever. So before I go, us do a quick recap of what we learned. 1. Don't rush things when looking for the right woman. Rushing will only lead to disaster. 2. Don't send money. Don't be a scam victim, guys. Never send money to anyone you haven't met in person. 3. When you finally have the right one, and you've talked and chatted many, many months, and you have decided it's time to visit. Pre-plan and pre-book your flight and hotels. 4. Protect yourself. Remember to print out your itineraries and purchase your own accommodations instead of planning to stay with someone you haven't met yet. 5. Don't be a victim to theft. Don't carry a wallet in your back pocket. Invest in a front-facing fanny pack. 6. Take time and book far ahead. This will allow you to get to know her much better and also will give you months to save up spending money. 7. Watch good YouTube videos of expats who have been there many years, such as Life Beyond the Sea. I don't know Rike personally, but I was watching his videos and learning from him long before I ever took my first trip. You should also go back to years ago into his videos and watch every tip he gave about traveling to the Philippines. It will help you. 8. Go there with a good attitude with respect, and remember, you are a guest. Leave bad attitudes at home. 9. Make sure you have enough money to provide for yourself and for her for the full duration of your visit, and also still enough money to cover a one-way airline ticket home. So that is something I hadn't mentioned till now, but always, always, always have enough money in your account to cover an extra ticket home just in case something bizarre were to happen. And again, I learned this from experience. In 2019, on my second visit, I was in an earthquake in Luzon. The earthquake destroyed part of the Clark runway, and the airport was closed down. All flights were moved to Manila. Well, I had used flights through Cheapo Air, and honestly, they were terrible flights. I did okay getting rebooked to USA, but once I got to LA, the flights from LA to Atlanta were on Spirit. Spirit tried their absolute best to refuse to make up the missed flight, but they finally did, after I got a letter from the manager of United Air detailing the earthquake incident. Bottom line though, always have money in your bank. Never, ever, ever go to another country with any risk at all of being stranded there. You do not want that type of problem. If you can't afford to go, do not go until you are fully comfortable that you absolutely can handle any problem that may arise. Always expect the unexpected. I'm going to wrap this video up for now, but guys, please remember to subscribe to our channel. We are working very hard to bring you the best videos as we possibly can, and your support and subscription is very important and appreciated by us here at Scrap Dog Media. From myself, Meritor, Scrappy, and Milo, we bid you a good night and happy traveling. Stay safe, and God bless you all.